I mix this up every single time.
Maybe you need therapy? Like, hit me with a truck. Please, I would rather be run over than finish this book.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's reading vlog. Today we have a very exciting video planned, one that I've been looking forward to for a long time now, and that is reading new book releases. So get comfy, get cozy, and let's start some new books. All right, we have finally gotten to the time of year, being spring, where new book releases are coming every single week. New books that are like mandatory reading TBR books. And this book you might be familiar with, seeing it on my channel. I've put it in a couple TBR videos before, and that is Love Song by Elle Kennedy. This book came out in March and I went to the book signing with my sister, and I have been just so excited to read this book. You're following her name is Blake. I mix this up every single time. You're following Garrett Graham's son and Logan's his last name. In this book, you're following Blake and Wyatt, who are the kids of characters that you meet in Elle Kennedy's Off-Campus series. And I believe it's like a flirty, sneaking situationship during the summer kind of thing at their family's cottage. To me, that is just quintessential summer. And for that reason, that is the book that we are going to be starting this video off with. So I'm going to start reading it, and I will see you guys when I have my initial thoughts.
It has been quite a few days since I last talked to you guys. A lot has happened. I have completely moved home. My year-long reading streak broke, which was really disappointing. And unfortunately, I am here to report back that I am DNFing Love Song by Elle Kennedy. I did not see this coming, to be quite honest. I was really looking forward to this book for a long time now. It's been on 2 monthly TBRs and an anticipated reads list for me. And I don't know why. Actually, that's a lie. I do know why. I am not vibing with this book. Upon the first page, I don't know how really to describe the writing in this book other than it kind of felt really immature. I've read quite a few hockey romances recently. I've read Heated Rivalry and The Long Game. I've read Revolve, and I've reread recently a Chelsea Curto book, and all three of them were just impeccably written, beautifully written, and they had, I don't know, maybe it's like a sense of just maturity to them almost. And this book, these characters more specifically, did not have that at all. There were quite a few things, to be honest, that I was not vibing with this book. That being one of them. The writing style just felt super childish to me. I don't know, it felt like it was written to not be taken seriously, if that makes sense. Like, nothing about it drew me in and connected me to the characters. First chapter is a prologue from years ago where the two of them have a very brief makeout session, and then Wyatt proceeds to pretend like it never ever happened. Wyatt, in the 100 pages that I read of this book, was a complete douche. Every single fucking time he opened his mouth or he had a single thought in his brain, it was a douche thought. It was a dick thought. And it was like, you have got to be serious right now. Like, have a genuine good thought, or just like, I don't know, why are you acting like this? In this book, you are following Wyatt and Logan, and you see that Logan gets cheated on, and in order to like make herself feel better, basically, she's decided that she's going to spend the summer at the communal family cottage. And she gets there, and unbeknownst to literally anybody, Wyatt is there. And for some reason, that is like the biggest deal. The biggest deal is that, like, why are you here right now? You're not supposed to be here. Well, one of us has to leave. And they're talking about this while simultaneously saying that this cottage house has 15 bedrooms, 6 pools. Like, it's a massive lake house. It's not a cottage, it's a lake house. You could be on either side of it and not ever see each other, but they're both throwing shit fits like children about how they're going to mutually ruin each other's summer. Just don't spend any time together. Like, why is it such a big deal to you guys? Like, genuinely, I don't get it. And that was really annoying. The two of them were, quite frankly, so horny for each other. Like, there was not a chapter where they were both mutually not like basically drooling at the other person. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you not have any other thoughts in your head beyond just attraction? And I'm putting the book down. That's part of the story, is that they've both liked each other for a long time, but Wyatt has this thing where she was too young for him, and I don't even know. Like, it was just so bad. So bad. I couldn't get through it. I didn't even film any clips of me reading it. A, because I was reading it in the truck on my way home, and B, because my face was just of utter shock and disgust the entire time. I don't know. Part of me feels like maybe I've outgrown Elle Kennedy's writing, which would really suck because I really liked her Off Campus and Briar U series, but then her Campus Diary series, it was good. It was nothing to write home about. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not bringing me the same feelings that other books are bringing me. And this was really going to be my, like, kind of redemption book, that if I liked this book, then it would be a redeeming quality for me that it would then prove to myself that I do still like her stories and her worlds and everything. But I just don't. They're both acting like legitimate children. I don't know, like the conflict, if you could even call it that, wasn't even real. Like, they were fake. They were so not conflicts. They were not problems. They were just both like basically complaining and throwing a shit fit for themselves. And I'm like, so unfortunately, the first book in this video is in fact a DNF. And on a similar note, in DNFing that book, I picked up Chasing the Fire by Paisley Hope, another very anticipated release for me. And I was so excited. I went to the mall on release day and I picked it up. And I have been just itching to read it ever since because I love this series. Book 4 I did not like, but this is the last book in the series, and I have really thoroughly enjoyed my time reading it other than the last book, and I was really hoping that this book would also salvage the series for me, because if it didn't, then the series was just going to be the first 3 books for me. And I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the books that I'm picking up. I really don't want to consider the fact that maybe I'm falling into a bit of a reading slump. Nothing is like grabbing me. Nothing is it like shallow to say nothing is impressing me? You know what I mean? Like, nothing feels worth the read right now. And this book, very similarly to Love Song, upon the first page, I was not vibing with, what's your name, Olivia? With Olivia's mindset. Upon the first page, she is wallowing. The thing that's causing her the most issues right now is the fact that she doesn't have a boyfriend and she's not married and she's not having kids yet. Basically, is that she wants those things, but She doesn't have them. And everyone else in her life does have them. And that's her biggest thing right now. And I'm like, that's not everything. That's not everything. And she talks a lot about being lonely, like she lives in the house by herself, or her pet just passed away, which I'm not unsympathetic to because I recently also just had a pet that passed away. And it's not an easy thing to deal with, and grief and loneliness is truly something that accompanies that. But like, have you considered maybe you're just lonely? You don't need a husband and you don't need kids. Maybe you need therapy. So that really rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, there's more to life than husbands and kids. There just is. Basically, a fire started in her house, and the firefighters and everybody came to the rescue, and there's this fire chief. Basically, there's like this kind of underlying tension between the two of them. It is very heavily implied that, what is his name? Asher. It is very heavily implied that he stalks her basically, and he does all of these things that for someone who like allegedly really dislikes her, why are you doing these things? I think he like delivered her coffee to the shop but just left it on the step. He cleans her windshield. Like, it's things that, like, I don't know, it's stalking things. Like, I'm like, you have a full-time job. What are you doing? And I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Is that any other time, maybe that would have been appealing to me. I'm not opposed to a stalking romance. Lights Out, I loved Lights Out. Josh stalked Allie. There's no other way to look at it. I'm not vibing with it. And very similarly to Love Song, both characters are like mutually drooling over each other, like not having conscious thoughts in their head. They're just simply like, oh my god, they're so attractive and they're so hot and blah 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 blah. I'm like, is there nothing beyond that? Please give me anything beyond that. And like, I don't know anything about you other than the fact that you apparently find each other mutually attractive. And also, what is your name again? Olivia. Olivia is apparently just like a very clumsy person. Like, she is very accident prone. And if you saw the last video on my channel, I read, what was it? And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. And Delilah in that book was also very accident prone, and like bad things just always happen. And you know what I mean? And I don't know, it just feels very childish. I don't know. I'm not really vibing with it. I'm only about 50 pages into this book. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to DNF it just yet. My only issue is with continuing this book is that I don't know necessarily what it would take for me to enjoy this book with the feelings that I already have. If I already have this strong of feelings on these characters, then I don't know how much is going to change with the rest of this book. And if I continue the rest of this book, am I going to give it a high rating, or am I just going to end up with another like 2-star like I did in Now Back to You? Like, to be quite honest, in Now Back to You, I should have DNF'd that book. I did not enjoy it. Point blank, period. I did not enjoy it. And I don't know, I'm just so bummed that both of these books are not turning out, and it's going to be a bad video for you guys because I want you guys to get good book recommendations that I enjoy and that I want you to enjoy. And I'm not putting these books in a very positive light right now, so I don't think anyone's going to take a positive review of what I'm saying. But I'm going to try and get a little bit further into this book, and I guess the next time I see you, I will report back whether or not I am going to stick it out or whether or not I'm going to DNF it. So, with all that being said, I will see you in the next clip.
disappears into the distance. The world will change if we are together.
Hi, everybody. So I am back. It is the next day, and I'm here with some good news. I don't really know what you want to call it, but I have finished Chasing the Fire by Paisley Hope. After I talked to you guys yesterday, I read this in bed last night, and then I woke up this morning and I finished the last little bit of it. And my choice to finish it was really purely so that this video that I'm filming for you guys did not completely go to waste. Um, this book, I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it from the beginning. And so I thought maybe there would be something like maybe halfway through, literally anything at any point to change my opinion on this book. But there was a line in this book that I think made me completely leave this realm, completely check out of reality. I think I literally left our solar system, and it was when she finds out that she's pregnant. She has a one night stand with Asher and finds out that she's pregnant. And she's in the middle of telling him, and I one thing that I thought that was going to happen was her not telling him. And I thought she was going to hold off on it, but I'm glad that she didn't, because that would have just been another reason for me to be mad. But she's talking to him about it, about how she's pregnant, how he doesn't need to be involved, that she just wants him to know. And I think that is the right move in this case, especially because they are so intertwined in each other's lives that there's no way that he would be able to not know. And I think it's the right thing to do. And I'm going to put this book down. Anyway, but she's talking to him about it, and he's like, and she's like, I can see the light. And he's like, what light? Like, what are you talking about? I think she was like, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel or something like that. And he's like, what light? And she's like, the light of being a mother. I really want to preface this in saying that I do not judge people for wanting to be a mother and wanting to have a husband and have a family and live their lives how they please. That is none of my business. I want those things too. But her whole being is centered around this. It is centered around her not having kids and how she doesn't have a husband and how she doesn't have all these things yet. Like, that is her biggest thing in life, basically. You didn't get to know, what is your name? Olivia? You didn't get to know Olivia really in depth beyond that. I don't know. You didn't really get to know Olivia in any depth beyond the fact that she wanted a husband and she wanted kids and she wanted a happy little life. There was no emotional depth to the characters. I've read some really good books recently that have been romances that have had such phenomenal emotional depth to them, and they've touched me so deeply and have stayed with me because of that. And this book, I understand not every book or every series needs to necessarily be something that stays with you and resonates with you so deeply, and it's not always about that necessarily. Sometimes it's just about a silly fun time, and I think inherently this is that. I wasn't vibing with the tropes. He like straight up didn't believe in love, and like she was really upset that he did not believe in love. And she was like, why would you not believe in love? And I'm like, that is to each their own. You know what I mean? The qualms that this girl had with everything, I wasn't vibing with it. I wasn't vibing with him. I wasn't vibing with her. I wasn't vibing with them together. I thought things would get better once they kind of started hanging out more often, almost with the pregnancy and everything. But once again, these people don't have any thoughts in their heads beyond just, you're attractive. I'm like, anything else in there Is there anything else in there? They would be talking about something and then they'd be like, oh my God. And then they just start like lusting after them in their head. And I'm like, you were in the middle of having a conversation. Could we actually get back to that, please? Like, could you stop mentally and physically drooling over each other for 2 seconds? I think the lack of connection that I had with the characters and the lack of like not personal depth, but just like the emotional depth of it was really lacking for me. And because of that, I think I'm going to settle on giving this a 2 or 2.5. I don't know. It's one of the two. Whatever it is, it'll be up on screen. I'm so bummed because this was the last book in this series and I really had high hopes for it, like really high hopes. It's just such a letdown. Both of these books have been such a letdown. Also, after I talked to you guys about my thoughts on Love Song yesterday, I remembered another thing that I didn't vibe with of this book, and I know that this vlog just feels like me shitting on both of these books, which inherently not wrong. It's not wrong, and I'm sorry if you guys like these books, but I personally did not. And something that I really found to be utterly ridiculous in A Love Song was the dad chats. I don't know, once upon a time, maybe I would have liked them and found them to be funny and like quirky and kind of silly. Like, I think it's a way of constantly being able to revert back to or refer back to those previous characters that everybody knows and everybody loves. But the dad chats, what's his name? Whatever the Garrett finds out. Oh no, not Garrett. Logan finds out that what is your freaking name? Logan finds out that Wyatt is going to be staying at the lake house at the same time as Blake. And he proceeds to add Wyatt to a dad group chat with all of the other dads in the group. And he proceeds to threaten him, saying that if he doesn't take care of his little baby girl, like, are you a child? Are you a genuine child right now? Like, that is something that screams high school when you add someone into a group chat and you give them absolutely no context to anything at all whatsoever. And I'm like, please stop it. Please stop it. You're literally being an idiot. You're being a child. Like, stop. And then that's part of why it's like, oh my God, well, your dad wants me to watch you. Your dad wants me to take care of you. And so I'm following you around. And I'm like, you hear this, right? Like, do you see how unbelievably ridiculous that is? And I don't know, like when I say that this book and the writing was childish, that is what I mean. That is what I mean. And I don't know if I said this. I'm going to reiterate it again. Wyatt is probably one of the most distasteful male main characters that I have point blank ever read. There's no other way to put it. He is just that bad. And I don't know. I have absolutely zero interest in reading his story. I thought maybe that I would try and pick it up. I did actually try and pick it up and go a little more than the 100 pages that I had stopped it at. And unfortunately, I just could not do it. Every single fucking page has something that I don't like. And it's about both of them. It's not just exclusively Wyatt, it is also Blake. Yeah, I just remembered another thing about Blake. Blake has this whole thing where everyone else is special and she's just not special. And, it's so hard living in a world where everyone else is special and is great at something. And she's not special and she's not great at anything. Like, hit me with a truck, please. Like, I would rather be run over than finish this book. She's also fighting with her ex over a toaster. Yeah, in the 100 pages that I read, she's fighting over the custody in air quotes, of a toaster with her ex-boyfriend who cheated on her, and they refer to the toaster as Hot Boy, B-O-I. I think that is all I'm going to say. I think that was a pretty good closing statement with regards to these books. If you've read these books, please let me know your thoughts down below. Even if you did like them, I am so happy that you did like them and you were able to look past the things that I was not. I really hope you did like them. If you didn't, let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys have any other book recommendations you'd like to see in an anticipated reads video, then I would love to do that, another one of these videos. But with all that being said, thank you so much for staying with me to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys stick around, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Hold hands